Chapter 30. The owls woke me, or a call that was like that of the owls, and I looked out into the night. The moon hung over the city, a great orange ball with the silhouettes of steeples and chimney stacks upon it. The sky was blue around it, deepening to blackness high above, where only the most brilliant stars shone down. Down below, the wilderness was filled with the patch-black shadow of the garage and a wedge of cold silver moonlight. I watched for the birds, but I saw nothing. "Skellig," I whispered. "Skellig, Skellig." I cursed myself because in order to go to him now, I had to rely on Mina. I lay in bed again. I moved between sleeping and waking. I dreamed that Skellig entered the hospital ward and lifted the baby from her glass case. He pulled the tubes and wires from her. He reached up and touched his pale, dry skin with her little fingers, and she giggled. He took her away, flew with her in his arms through the darkest part of the sky. He landed with her in the wilderness and stood there calling to me. "Michael, Michael." They stood in the garden laughing together. She bounced in his arms and they lost all of their weaknesses. They were both strong again. "Michael," he called, and his eyes were shining with joy. "Michael, Michael, Michael." I woke up. I heard the owls again and I pulled on some jeans and my pullover and tiptoed downstairs and out into the wilderness. Nothing there, of course, just the image of them burning in my mind. I stood still, listening to the city all around, its low, deep, endless nighttime roar. I went out through the shadows into the black back lane. Though I knew it was useless, I began to walk towards Mina's boarded house. Something brushed against me as I walked. "Hello, Whisper," I said. The cat went with me, slinking at my side. The door into the garden was ajar. The moon had climbed high, hanging directly over us. Behind the wall, the garden was flooded with light. Mina was waiting. She sat on the step before the danger door, elbows resting on her knees, pale face resting on her hands. I hesitated and we looked at each other. "What took you so long?" she said. I looked at her. "Thought I'd have to do this all alone," she said. "Thought that was what you wanted," I answered. The cat prowled to her side and brushed itself against her legs. "Oh, Michael," she said. I didn't know what to do. I sat on the steps below her. "We said stupid things," she said. "I said stupid things. I'm sorry." I said nothing. An owl silently flew down into the garden and perched on the black wall. "Twit-twoo," it went. "Twoo, twoo, twoo." "Don't be angry, be my friend," she whispered. "I am your friend. It's possible to hate your friend. You hated me today. You hated me too." The other owl now descended and perched in silence beside its partner. "I love the night," said Mina. "Anything seems possible at night when the rest of the world has gone to sleep." I looked up at her silvery face and her inky black eyes. I knew that in a dream I would see her as the moon with Skellig flying silently across her. I moved up to her side. "Of course we're friends," I said. She smiled and we sat there looking out at the moonlight. Soon the owls rose and headed for the centre of the city. We lay back against the danger door. I felt myself falling back to sleep. "Oh, Skellig," I hissed, "Skellig." We rubbed the sleep from our eyes, looked at each other, and Mina pushed the key into the lock.